Good evening, everybody. Will Nunley here with you in the studio. SevereView 360 live radar we have on the screen here for you tonight. We're going to kind of take you around to some of our cameras here in the area and look at some of this as it rolls through. We're starting out here tonight in Clifton. I'm going to see if I can pull up this camera full screen for us because it's very interesting as the lightning is really giving this camera a show tonight. We don't have, let me check here, any weather warnings, but we do have an advisory right now from the National Weather Service. So let's walk you through that. To do that, we're going to go ahead and pull up SevereView 360 Live Weather Radar. This is our local weather radar product. I'm actually going to keep both of them on the screen because, boy, you can see, wow, look at there at all the lightning coming in tonight on your screen. That is, again, from Clifton. So you can see the rain there hitting the camera and the lightning kind of coming in. And so this is what we're watching here tonight on SevereView 360 Live Weather Radar. So let's talk about what the National Weather Service is telling us at this hour. And that's just that we have a strong thunderstorm on the way. A strong thunderstorm will impact northern Wayne and southern Perry counties through about 8:30 tonight. So this is right on us. At 8:03, Doppler radar is tracking a strong thunderstorm near Olive Hill, about 11 miles east of Savannah, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and cut here to SevereView 360 radar, and you can see this is our live local radar that comes to us out of Camden, and this is a view that we can bring you almost exclusively here. This is very interesting to us. So you see what that camera is picking up there across the river right now. There in Clifton, because it is seeing all of this. Let's kind of go back to that because the lightning is just absolutely popping over there right now. This is a live image, so you're seeing not only kind of the rain hitting the camera there, but you're also seeing that very frequent lightning from our Clifton camera at this hour. How about that? That is a look there from the Commodore Inn at Clifton, and we're going to zoom in here on LiveView SevereView 360 radar as we kind of bring this a little bit closer here because I want to be able to show you a little bit closer here to Linden and exactly what we're looking at here. So this is what we're tracking. You can see it's right over. I mean, it is just hammering Clifton there on radar. It's going to be moving northeast, and it'll be affecting, again, that Flatwoods area. Could touch Linden as well, so that's all something that could happen now. And it looks like we do have that severe thunderstorm warning. That's not too surprising when you see kind of the caliber of what's happening here. We're going to stay with this Clifton camera for just a second because it is such a show. And I think I could do the double boxes again so that way we can have both things on the screen at the same time. So there you see it. SevereView 360 Live, local radar, and you see an orange box that just appeared. And when we take it full, you can see where that orange box is kind of drawn around. And that's kind of talking again about this heavy thunderstorm activity that is materializing on our camera. So let's go over this. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Hardin County in West Tennessee and southeastern Decatur County in West Tennessee until 8:30. At 8:12, a severe thunderstorm is located over Olive Hill, about 11 miles northeast of Savannah, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. And there is a chance of quarter-size hail with this. And this is, of course, a very well tracked right now at this hour on radar. And as we speak, you can see yet another warning box has popped up here as we kind of take SevereView 360 radar just a little bit to our south here. And you can see now this is developing over the Waynesboro area as well. And we'll touch on that. This is kind of out of our viewing area. We have our friends down there at Tennessee Valley Weather kind of take care of that. But we will, just in case we have anybody kind of in the area. But boy, look at this. Look at this lightning that is popping off here. I want to bring this full screen just a minute and show you again. This is Clifton, folks. So it's seeing the brunt of this storm right now. So let's just have that on screen as we go over this latest warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning out of Nashville for southeastern Wayne County and Lawrence County in Middle Tennessee until 9 o'clock. At 8:13, a severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles southeast of Collinwood, about 15 miles north of Florence. And so again, you have hail as a possible hazard with a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. And you can see the rain just whipping around there on our Clifton camera and those frequent flashes of lightning. So as we kind of back out, you have two things on your screen here. You have the live radar, SevereView 360 radar, showing you two active warnings right now. This is not an active warning for Perry County at this moment, but that of course could change, and I do expect it to change. We're gonna be monitoring the alerts as they come into the National Weather Service, and certainly any damage reports. We're also going to take you to several other cameras that we have in the area tonight, but this is where the weather is starting. So, I mean, it almost looks like snow blowing around, but folks, of course, that's not. That's not what that is. That is just the rain just pelting that camera. And then, of course, you see the lightning kind of popping off in the distance. So that poor Commodore camera in Clifton is taking a beating right now. As that storm rolls through. And so that's what we're seeing. Wow, look at how that lightning just lights it all up. Let me see here. I've got it. It's giving me a, let's see. No, we got it. It's having a rough go right now. The camera, I'm trying to see what kind of warning it's telling me at the moment. Let's go ahead and take SevereView360 live weather radar full right now, because that, of course, is what a lot of you are wanting to see, while I also go over here and figure out this poor camera in Clifton. It is just not having a great time at the moment as it is dealing with all of this lightning and heavy rain. You can imagine that that's affecting its signal right now, and sure enough, that is. But that's okay, because we have several other cameras that we can take you to. We're going to bring you to downtown Linden right now and see if we can't pan over just a little bit, and I think I can. What we're going to do, see if we can take this full for you. I'm sorry, folks, I'm talking to you in real time as I'm trying to kind of multitask here and do a few things at once. But now the lighting is certainly visible from our downtown camera here, our Blooming Arts camera, if you will, on top of the historic bank building in downtown Linden. And this is going to give us a shot of everything as it really kind of moves in from the west there. You'll see the camera switch between black and white and color vision, just because whenever it has those lightning flashes, it kind of triggers it a little bit. And so it can't always register, and so you may see that happen just a little bit. Let's take that full. Take a live look here at downtown Linden right now, and you can kind of see the lightning in the distance. And let's go over what is kind of most pressing for our area, and that is the severe thunderstorm warning. And it's not valid for much longer. It's valid until about 8:30 tonight, and it is only for southeastern Decatur County. But we could have, again, southeastern Decatur County in West Tennessee until 8:30. We have a special weather statement that is affecting us right now, but no warning. And so there you see the camera kind of switching back and forth between, color vision and black and white as well. So you're probably getting, if you are a subscriber to Code Red, the Code Red system here in Perry County, you're probably getting an alert right now, because that's certainly coming in on our system as well. So let's talk again about this here. We have a severe thunderstorm warning active for Wayne County. We have one active for Decatur County right now. A severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Hardin County and southeastern Decatur County until 8:30. Located 11 miles northeast of Savannah. That's where it was last tracked. But as you can see, it is moving on. Let's go ahead and take actually radar full right now, because I know some of you are watching kind of on your mobile devices, and you may not be able to see a lot of this with great detail. So what I'm going to do is kind of really bring this in, because we can get in really close with these storms. So what you're seeing on our downtown Linden camera, as we kind of pull that up back again in the distance, is you're seeing the lightning that is still kind of just now crossing over the Tennessee River. And it may honestly be that one that's over there near Parsons at this point. From that vantage point, downtown Linden, not seeing a lot of the rain yet, but you'll detect a lot of the lightning in the background. The areas that we're looking at here on radar are going to be just to our south. We're talking about Flatwoods and Clifton. You're in the middle of it right now. You're seeing the heaviest of this storm activity, and you're going to be seeing it for just a little while longer here. Let's see if we can resurrect. I don't think we can, but we're going to try to resurrect our Clifton camera, because that was just such an incredible view. But folks, I think the rain knocked it down, and it's just, or just at least knocked it off the air, which, that happens when you have the severe weather move through. So it's a pretty good wind shaking around there tonight. That doesn't surprise me completely that may have happened. We appreciate you streaming along with us tonight. Certainly, if you have any reports of any minor damage in the area. We don't have according to the National Weather Service, a high probability of anything like a tornado situation here. That's not what this is. This is just a front moving through. It's going to be loud, and this isn't even the front. This is all ahead of what's going to be happening there. So again, they're kind of looking at places, kind of Wayne County is the focus where a lot of this intensity is to be coming up, but certainly as we take a look towards Flatwoods, you're really going to be getting it. Clifton, again, is still in the middle of all of this right now as we take a look at SevereView 360 live radar. The double box shows us the lightning flashes in the distance from downtown, which you see there on your screen, the historic Perry County Courthouse. Beautiful sight. Let's see if we can take that image full while we have a minute. Again, only a special weather statement in effect for our area. And what they do is if a storm is going to make noise, this is a lot of what the National Weather Service do when I say what they do. When the National Weather Service says, you know, this storm is going to be loud as it moves through Linden and Perry County, and they're going to know it. So what they do is they go ahead and they issue a special weather statement. And it just kind of still sends up a little bit of caution to the area, get you to pay attention, but it's not exactly a warning. A warned storm. It doesn't meet the criteria when they issue that. That could change. It could change very quickly. We've seen these really fire up. We've been looking at this line as it has come through all the way from Memphis is where these started to brew. So we've been watching these go through McNairy County and Hardin County, and now they're over Wayne County, affecting parts of Clifton. And now here we are as it starts to push into areas of Flatwood. So you see our camera trying to adjust downtown Linden. So it's trying to go from to color vision in the black and white. So if we get another light flash of lightning, it's going to try to switch back. But you can see it there in the distance. All right, let's go back to radar because I want to show everybody what's going on. You're going to hear the breeze pick up a little bit. And again, this is not the front. This is not what we're actually going to be dealing with much later tonight. But as we zoom in here to Perry County specifically, we kind of look around, you see a little storm activity now starting to come up towards Lobelville, and that's going to be traveling along Interstate 40. You can see it up there. As we bring you back down here to the Flatwoods area, you see again this heavy storm activity that cleaned out our Clifton camera. SevereView 360, by the way, brought to you by Quality Building Supply. We appreciate their partnership in helping to bring you this great weather radar technology so that way we can show this to you in real time and really show you what's happening in our area. Let's come on down here to where they're talking about in Waynesboro. This is another area of concern here for the National Weather Service. They're watching this, and that's part of why you see that warning box out there just ahead of it. Now, you see, as I kind of move the cursor down here near Collinwood, that's because even though you see some intensity pick up there, that is the end of our radar system, because what you're looking at here is our radar system that is up here in near the interstate. You can see its little bubble right there. And so what it's doing is it's tracking storms that are very, very close to us in great detail. And so it's actually seeing all of this as it really develops on kind of a much lower level to give us a better view of these storms as they kind of move through our area. So what we can do is actually switch to the National Weather Service radar in a little while out of Nashville. But especially when you start to get any type of rotation, which is not what they're talking about right now, it's good to have this supplemental live local radar to be able to really kind of hone in on things in our area. I know a lot of you enjoy seeing, I just got some comments here that you like seeing these lightning flashes. It is quite a sight. Let's go ahead and take that full here. And this is again from our camera network live in downtown Linden. You see the courthouse there, and in the distance, that's where we're watching to the west for these storms to kind of make their way through. I don't know that I'm going to really kind of be anchoring a lot of this for the time being, because I don't want to unnecessarily alarm anybody. It's just some storms moving through here. Again, as of right now, this is still not even a warned system. We just want to give you some heads up and kind of show you in real time what's happening there, and from different perspectives, not only with our camera network, but also our live radar system as well. Let's kind of go around again on radar and see what this is looking like for Flatwoods, because you don't have a warning there, Flatwoods, but you do have A lot of rain on the way. Hohenwald, go ahead and get your chores done. If you're out at Walmart or something, you need to go ahead and get ready to come inside because it's going to be on top of you before you know it. You're going to have plenty of rain in your area. And for our folks joining us tonight on WNKX in Centerville, we're going to be watching this as well as it moves on through, possibly tracks up to your area as well. And of course, if a watch or warning is issued for our area, you'll see that polygon appear. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Nothing like that, just some lightning. And this, unfortunately, folks, is not over. We're watching what the National Weather Service is putting out in terms of guidance, and they're telling us that they are indeed watching this line as it's going to continue on through Memphis. As a matter of fact, while we're looking at that, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't switch radar systems here and actually bring up Memphis radar, because it will be interesting to see just how much is out there for us in terms of what's heading our way from the west. So I'm again multitasking here, folks, excuse me. And we're going to pull up some different data here and different radar shots. And while that is loading, we're going to continue this live look here of downtown Linden. With every lightning strike, it tries to take the color night vision away from the camera, but that's okay. That's what happens. What you're going to see in a few minutes is additional data load here, because it's just now connecting to the National Weather Service office radar in Memphis. And this is not the full picture right now. You'll see it refresh here shortly. And when it does, you will see the line, the front as it's moving through, because you can see all those different warning boxes that are kind of dotting the landscape there all along West Tennessee, along the Mississippi River. And so that's what's going to be heading our way. There is actual weather data along with this. It just takes a second to load whenever you visit a fresh weather radar site. But boy, look at that. I'm going to pull up, if I can here, our alert system and make sure that I have all the latest that I'm looking at. So hey, I'm looking at our real-time hazard alert system here, and what the special weather statement for Perry and Wayne County, which is all they've issued, expires in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. And so again, that is not a warning. It's just, hey, there's going to be some storms over your head. A statement as well for Wayne and Lawrence County ends in 2 minutes. The severe thunderstorm warning is the only warning that is right now in our coverage area. And that is a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Wayne County and Lawrence County until 9 o'clock tonight. And again, that's a little bit out of our typical coverage area. So we don't want to confuse you right now with too much data, but that's kind of what's going on. So we just kind of wanted to take a moment here. We know that you've probably heard that it's going to be possibly a little loud tonight when this system rolls on through, and that indeed is likely the case. And so this is the kind of start of all of that tonight as we look at SevereView360 live local radar. There is the only warning. So that warning that we were talking about earlier in Decatur County, that has moved on out of the way and is not a concern, but that doesn't mean it ain't still loud out there and you ain't still seeing lightning. I'm actually going to see if we can, let's go back and take double boxes, and I'll do some of this on the screen so you can kind of hang out with me while I do it. Because what we're going to try to do is move the downtown Linden camera around a little bit more and kind of point it if it will go to the south just a little bit more, and see if we can catch a little bit more of this lightning show, because this isn't coming in due west. This is coming in to our southwest. And so, yeah, as we start to kind of move it over there just a little bit more, we may have reached the end of its pan or kind of rotation there. Yeah, so you can see the lightning strikes much more vivid now that we got to take a different view over there. Let's see if we can take that full screen, because that's going to be interesting to watch here over the next few minutes. So we can kind of scan the skies and look at things like this, because our weather at this moment, although loud, has not reached severe criteria. And so you're seeing again the camera kind of adjust to the nighttime conditions here. We're going to continue to move it around and see if it'll go. I don't know how much farther to the south this camera will go. This is a kind of a trial for it, if you will. And but yeah, that's clear to see that is the direction, folks, that it's coming through. And what you see there in the kind of the right side of your screen is Main Street in Linden and the Commodore Hotel. You see the roof there of the of the historic bank building. But so we're looking essentially kind of towards the Clifton area at this point, and that's what you see is the lightning in the distance. And here's what it looks like on radar as well. And you can see all of this near Clifton. Again, no warning boxes around it, but certainly enough to make some noise, have some lightning out there. Boy, what a lightning show that is. So Flatwoods, Clifton is actually almost out of this now, which is great. Uh, excuse me, Clifton, this little cluster of storms is moving on out of the Clifton area, and soon this is going to be, it is Flatwoods' problem right now, as a matter of fact. And Hohenwald, again, get ready because you're going to have this little bit of storms moving your way next. So if you're just joining us here at 8:30, good evening, everybody. I'm Will Lumley here in our WOPC, WNKX SevereView studios. As we stream along tonight, a little bit of weather updates for you. The National Weather Service is actually going to continue the thunderstorm warning, and you see that depending on how big your screen is here, you can see that orange polygon on the radar screen. So that's the area, and that's Wayne County, parts of Wayne County and Lawrence County that they're watching in terms of that severe thunderstorm warning. We don't have that right now. I wouldn't be shocked if another one doesn't fire up. I think that that is very possible, especially as this starts to move towards Lewis County. But again, that's not a call that I make. That is up to our friends at the National Weather Service office there in Nashville. I'm kind of taking a look here at some of the storm reports coming in. Nothing too bad, and we wouldn't expect it with these storms. This is not the type of situation where we've had really extreme heavy gusts. This is not the type of situation where we've had any type of rotation, nothing like that. These are just the springtime storms that we start to get this time of year. Here's the full screen view for you. And again, this is downtown Linden. And we're looking to our southwest, and we can see those storms as they kind of move towards the Flatwoods area. And I don't want to push my luck here, but let's see. I think that we're probably at our limit in terms of moving this camera around. I know that the farther to our southwest that we go, the more vibrant this lightning is going to become. We can see it better with this vantage point here. Yeah, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool to see? As that kind of impacts the Flatwoods. I'm sure it's making some noise out there tonight, keeping you awake in Flatwoods, and it's going to be that way for a little while, folks, because we're going to have possibly another line of this right as we're trying to sleep in the middle of the night. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that as well. But that's the current status here, everybody. Whoa, that was a big one. Did you see that? That was a big flash of lightning there. Caught on the camera downtown. So let's see what this looks like. I almost hate to navigate away from this picture. I wonder if we can just zoom in because I kind of want to keep both of them on the screen. So what I'm going to do with our radar image is see if we can just zoom in on it. Yeah, we can do that. And we're just going to zoom in and show you exactly where this is. I know, folks, that all of this type is very small on your screen, so we can take it full every now and then just to kind of give you perspective as to where this is. But what you see on the radar screen near the logo there, the Quality Building Supply logo, that is Flatwoods. And this is between Flatwoods and Linden as it moves towards Hohenwald. So that is the storm that you see on radar, and then you see the result of it from the distance of what our vantage point is here in Linden as we look kind of to the southwest. And again, this is not a severe warning storm, just something to look at here. And we thought we would spend just a moment in case you were curious and wanted to see all of this kind of unfold, exactly what this looked like right now. So that is it. That is the story. I want to bring this full screen just a second. So that way, if you're watching along tonight, you can see this lightning. A little bit of rain now starting to reach downtown Linden. And sure enough, that is what our radar system, as we look at our local radar, is what is displaying as well. So you see that leading kind of edge there of shower activity for downtown Linden. And there's the storm over Flatwoods. And there it is as it starts to edge its way into Lewis County and Hohenwald. And so that's kind of what we're seeing. And I really like this double box view because this shows you how things are looking in terms of what radar sees and then how it materializes with what we can see with our little growing network of weather cameras as we try to nerd out a little bit for you and bring you some live local weather coverage. And that's how it all kind of pans out right now. Luckily, no severe weather to talk about in our area. There are no warnings for Perry County. There are no more warnings for Decatur County. Um, but they may decide that that changes as it starts to move towards Lewis County. But right now, the only warning that is active really for our entire area is going to be closer to Wayne County. And so that's not something that we're going to be diving into too much because when you get down there, they have their own kind of folks that are monitoring that for them. And as I'm looking at our hazard alert system, yeah, that Wayne County, it has been renewed. So that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Lawrence and Wayne County expires in 23 minutes. And so that's kind of moving on there to our south and to the southeast, not something that we have to worry about too much. So the story is lessening here for the downtown Linden area. I'm sorry, I'm messing up your view of this camera. There you go. I'm sorry. I'm playing with too many screens here, folks. But as we still have this moving through our area, let's take a live look again. Take that full from our blooming camera, our Blooming Arts camera that is on high atop the historic bank building in downtown Linden, and giving us a great view of the edge of the rain activity. But as again we look to the south there, the lightning that's happening as well. I'm going to stream this along for just a little bit longer. We're going to keep this live, this radar up for you, especially if you have friends, neighbors over in Lewis County. Give Hohenwald a heads up. That's what we're here to do as well, because this is all moving your way. Hohenwald, you're already starting to see the rain, and soon you're going to get in on this lightning show. You may even have it there in the distance. If you're traveling, let's say, down 412 tonight, you are probably starting to see this, or if you live down Highway 412, right at the county line, you're probably looking out your window and see some of this lightning start to pop in the distance, and that's what you see right there from our camera downtown. Very interesting to see all this new perspective that we're having to we have to be able to show you tonight. I'm going to be interested to know what happened to our poor Clifton camera. I'll tell you what, it caught quite a lightning show earlier, and it has been knocked out of service. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be spending part of tomorrow, maybe with our friends at the Commodore, trying to make sure that we don't need to do CPR there to our Clifton camera. May have to do that. That's all right. That's technology and rain. They don't always mix very well. All right, so here's the view. Let's take this again. SevereView360 live local radar powered by Quality Building Supply. You can see the latest. This refreshes here just about every 60 seconds. It may not move dramatically, and that's because it is just kind of inching along. But there is the latest radar image that it has done with its very latest sweep. You see that Flatwood's still in the middle of it, and this is moving on down Highway 412 and sliding right in, really just going to clip lots of Lewis County and downtown Hohenwald as well, as we kind of watch this wrap up. All right, folks, that's it. If we have a warning that is issued in our area, we'll be happy to come back on and stream with you and let you know what we're seeing. But right now, there's just no cause for alarm other than we just got a storm moving through. That's what's going to happen. This isn't going to be the only one. Probably not even going to be the only one tonight. We still have the actual front that's going to move through. This is just out ahead of it here. And so this is probably not the end of the lightning and probably not the end of the wind. And that's when we look over kind of what the National Weather Service is guiding at this point. What they're saying is that the main threat for the line that comes in overnight tonight is just going to be some wind along the front. But the tornado chance is very low. But we can't rule out, of course, some of this lightning and thunder that you're seeing here on the screen right now, high atop the bank building as it does its best to adjust. And wow, do you see the clouds in the sky when that lightning hits like that? Isn't that incredible? It just lights up everything around, and you can see every cloud. Yeah, right there. Every cloud that's floating overhead, you can see it in this lightning. So that really is quite an interesting viewpoint. Heads up, Hohenwald. This is heading your way tonight. Just about to leave Perry County's area, but making plenty of racket as it moves on through. So we will join you for another stream later if conditions require. I'm going to leave this up though for you just a little while and let you watch this. For those of you who really think that this camera image is neat, and I've gotten some messages here, some folks that are saying that's a neat perspective. So we can leave that up just a little bit longer and toggle back and forth between that and the radar view as well. We're happy to do that. Stay safe, and certainly later on tonight, if we have things rolling through making noise, certainly if any watches or warnings are issued for our area, we'll be happy to bring you that coverage as well, no matter what time. That's what we do here at your local stations, 101.3 WOPC and Kicks 96.7 FM in Centerville. Stay with us. So long from Pineview tonight. And Will Lumley, stay safe. Have a great night. Well, I said that I would join you if if we started to have a warning issued, and sure enough, we do. So we are going to go over that with you here and talk about a new warning that has just appeared. And I'm actually going to use a different resource here. I'm going to pull up our alert system. Bear with me, folks, as I kind of do this here because it's a little bit easier way to view this. All right, this is a fresh one in here from the National Weather Service. National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Lewis County in Middle Tennessee, northern Lawrence County, and southwestern Murray County in Middle Tennessee. And here's what they tell us about it. And this is going to be in effect until 9:15 tonight. At 8:41, a severe thunderstorm was located near Lawrenceburg, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and nickel-size hail. This is, of course, radar indicated. And there could be some light damage to your roof, siding, things like that, trees possible with this. So the areas that are affected by this, locations in the warning area are Lawrenceburg, Mount Pleasant, Summertown, Etheridge, Gordonsburg, and Henryville. So if you're out on the roads, maybe a good time to go ahead and hop in from that. And we're seeing a little bit of that as it kind of moves on out of our area. And actually, I think it might be worth trying to see if we can, I don't know how far this camera is going to spin around for us, but we can try to see as we go back to the east and see if we can track something, some of it in the distance as well towards our east. So I'm going to move that here. Folks, as we kind of stream along here, you're seeing all that happen here on the screen. Let's move it around here and see what we can see. As we zoom around downtown Linden, there may be too many lights. Yeah, we're going to get to the kind of the pole where it's mounted, and there may just be too many lights for us to really see much. But what you may see over, let's kind of hold this view for a second. So that's City Hall that we're looking over at this point. Yeah, okay, wow, there you go. So we've watched this storm move through the area, through Clifton, all the way through parts of Flatwoods. We knew that this was going to be making an impact towards um, Hohenwald, Lewis County very shortly. Sure enough, there was a warning issued. Let's kind of cut to that screen. This live. This is still our downtown Linden camera, but wow, look at that. You can kind of see those lightning flashes there. So a National Weather Service just issuing a severe thunderstorm warning if you're just joining us here tonight. And this one's going to be in effect until 9:15. So we'll stay with you for that. It has about a 30-minute life on it. And this is going to be for southeastern Lewis County, northern Lawrence County, southwestern Murray County until 9:15. And so this one is the one that is near Lawrenceburg that is kind of giving them some concern as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and go to radar full screen because I want you to be able to see kind of what we're talking about here with this latest polygon. So it's actually not where I thought it was. I thought that, you know, what we're seeing on the camera is, of course, this area, this storm activity here that is moving along 412 between Perry and Lewis counties. What they're talking about, where this warning is issued, is actually southeast of that. So this is a stretch here between Hohenwald and Summertown, and that's what they're worrying. And you see the warning ever so slowly crawl across your screen. Let's see if I can make that move any faster. Does it have a any type of speed on this thing? Because boy, that is the slowest moving um, scroll I've ever seen on a ticker there, but I don't know that I can do anything about it right now. But that's what it is you can see it kind of crawl down there at the bottom of your screen. That is a severe thunderstorm warning. But you have it pulled up there in SevereView360 live local radar, brought to you by Quality Building Supply. So that is where the warning is centered. That's the new warning. So we're not talking about an area here between, say, Linden and Hohenwald. We're talking about between Hohenwald and Summertown. And so that's where we have overlapping polygons. And soon, probably part of that one that is for Wayne County. Let's actually pull up the alert system here and see when that one expires, because I'll be able to tell you that here in real time. So the one that is for Lawrence and Wayne County that we have been tracking for quite a while, that's the polygon that is towards the bottom of the screen, the orange box, okay? That one expires in 12 minutes. I'll get an update shortly and see if that one's going to renew at any point. Wouldn't be surprised if it is. There's still some energy, still some juice out there, folks, to power these, even though we're at night now. But this one for Lawrence, Lewis, and Murray County. There are 32,000 people in this warned area and moving at about 60 miles per hour. So this is a pretty decent sized warned area again for Lewis, Lawrence, Murray County. 32,000 people involved in this warned area and 26 minutes remaining on this. So again, 9:15 is going to be its expiration time, a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's what you see in the orange there. And what you see in terms of the lightning flashes on the camera is a different part of the kind of cluster of storms that are moving through the area. So if you are caught up in this, let's kind of take a cruise around here on radar for just a moment and really kind of get into detail, because the heart of this right now is approaching Summertown. And you can kind of see the overlays of some landmarks there and some of what this is starting to affect. So we can really kind of go granular here, but that's where the heaviest activities is centered over Summertown. And there are parts of this, folks, that I don't want to get into trying to get too techie, because I'm not a meteorologist and I know enough to be dangerous on this thing, but I don't know. You can get street level, we can map some of the streets for you, and we'll have our severe weather specialist, Drew Richards, pop in and do some of that for you. But I just wanted to be able to display it for you tonight. And what we do here from the radio station standpoint is we get the warnings in from the National Weather Service, and it's our job to relay them to you. So I'm not here to predict, I'm just here to report. And so that's what we're doing. And also adding a camera or two along the way. We're back here with the double boxes of what you can see, not only the radar as it's affecting that area there near Summertown, Lewis County. And again, once it starts to reach Summertown and moves kind of out of that way, You'll see the polygon, the National Weather Service will trim that and morph it a little bit as the threat moves. You can see the storms between Hohenwald and say Wayne County really starting to kind of break up a little bit. But as that kind of starts to morph and move, you'll see the polygon change. And once it gets past Summertown, that's kind of out of our what we consider our core coverage area. There is, of course, your Nashville TV stations that kind of zoom in at that point and take it from there. We just want to talk about what's happening here in our backyard and keep you informed. All right, let's see if we can catch some of that lightning as we look overhead. So I had to pull this full screen because I wanted to look. It looks like there's some type of like really cool spaceship or something there in the middle of the screen. No, that folks, that's just a raindrop on the wind on the lens that is making a really cool reflection, because you can see there when the lightning strikes that there's nothing behind it. But boy, look at the clouds. You can see the lightning and then the back end of some of those storm clouds as we look towards Lewis County. As we look now due east and look towards Lewis County, Linden City Hall is the view that you have right there. Down in the bottom left of your screen, our adorable little Chamber of Commerce building there tonight. And so we can see some of that lightning in the distance. Wow, that was a good one as well. Severe thunderstorm warning for the areas that you see highlighted in orange, surrounded in orange there. And as soon as the National Weather Service issues these, we're able to, they just appear. So there's no delay at all in what they issue and the time that it appears on your screen. So you're seeing it in real time as soon as we get it. Now, this is going to be an area of concern here. And again, I don't want to get into too much interpretation here because I don't want to steer you wrong. But, and you know this just from watching radar yourself over the years, that when you start to get these darker colors, that's a hail possibility. Not only is that a little bit of an indicator of the strength of the storm, but then you also start getting into the possibility of hail. And so that's been part of these warnings. As a matter of fact, when we pull up this latest warning, I have about 3 different mice that I'm trying to navigate, computer mice. That is clearly there in the 60 mile per hour wind gust and nickel size hail possible with this. And this is what you're looking at on your screen in that polygon, and that orange polygon there on your screen is going to be the severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Lewis, northern Lawrence, southwestern Murray County in Middle Tennessee until 9:15. And don't be surprised if that starts to morph a little bit as this moves on out. So the wind concern, gusts up to 50 miles per hour moving into Lawrenceburg is some of the latest information that we're getting from the National Weather Service right now. And it looks like that the Lawrence area severe thunderstorm warning that was about to expire may be continuing. So let me pull that up as well on our alert system and see if that's the case, because it should have reset. Yeah, okay. So we have the Lawrence County, and this again kind of really gets out of our immediate viewing area, but that Lawrence County storm, that warning is going to continue for 6 minutes and 17 seconds. And but this one that is for Lewis County, still another 21 minutes. You see the radar just refreshed, and it's still holding together, is moving out of the area of Summertown now. So once it starts to really get towards kind of the Hampshire, Mount Pleasant area, that starts to kind of move it out of our coverage area, but we're going to stick with it for just a little bit longer. That looks like such an interesting, as I look at this camera, you can't help. If you just glance at that, you don't know what it is, folks. It's just a drop on the camera right there in the middle of your screen that looks like something's floating in the sky. It's just a raindrop on the lens. Nothing to be alarmed about. But anyway, let's get back to more serious matters here. And so this is the warned area. Once it starts to get towards the heart of Murray County is when you really kind of start to lose us, because again, there are weather folks in that area that kind of take over their local coverage. But you can see here on live SevereView360, the local radar, and it's also kind of gets to the leading edge of what we show you as well with our local radar. We really want to be able to kind of stay over our heads here, because you can see that it kind of starts to break up there on the outer bands of the scan area, because it's only made to go so far. And so there's another refresh for you folks. moving in there towards Mount Pleasant, just guiding along. I think that's going to hit the vineyards over there, so hang on to your grapes. It's moving towards Mount Pleasant and Hampshire over there as well. So that is still kind of included. Hampshire just outside of that warned area, but again, this can kind of move as the weather threat moves as well. We'll take the last of the view from looking east from our bank camera, our Blooming Arts camera down in downtown Linden. And that's kind of what you see in terms of the latest lightning strikes, but it's not associated with this storm. Lots of alert activity here, kind of getting caught up. The only one that affects us right now, Lewis County, that's going to be expiring in 19 minutes. 32,000 people in that warned area. Wind gust up to 60 miles per hour. Hail is possible. And we looked at kind of what was coming back on the radar just a minute ago. And look there, kind of where you see that shoehorn, and we see a little bit of a hail core. It is dissipating a little bit, but yeah, anywhere you see those purples, that could be trouble. So you want to keep an eye on that. That's the kind of thing you want to, just in case, bring the car in the carport if you have one. Let's back out here and kind of get a wider view, and you'll be able to see the whole kind of scan zone of our radar system of where this is. So Linden, things are looking pretty good. We just have a little bit here over Parsons, a little bit over Decaturville, a little bit over Scotts Hill, just some very, very light rain. But Perry County looking good all the way from the interstate to Flatwoods, much more calm now. And we like to see that. We needed a little bit of a break there. So this is starting to kind of, again, as it hits towards Mount Pleasant, hit towards Hampshire, that moves it out of our coverage area just a little bit. So what we're going to do is keep this up for you just a little while longer while this is still migrating out of Lewis County, because we want to still keep those folks informed. But as it starts to move out of our way, we're just going to probably discontinue the stream for a while. And if anything comes back up tonight, of course, we'll be right here with you. But that is the scene right now. Let's go ahead and bring that again, and we'll set the scene for you before we sign off. And again, I'll leave the images up for a little bit longer for you. But there you see Hohenwald, Mount Pleasant, Summertown. And you see the polygons that have been drawn around these areas. 17 minutes left in this severe thunderstorm warning that is affecting Lewis County, moving into Murray County. 32,000 people in the warned area. And no damage reports yet, which is good. This is wind gusts are good with this, but one thing we're not seeing is any type of rotation, which is great. And those are the reports that are coming in, by the way, if you're wanting to know where I'm getting that information. I'm not just making that up. That is coming in. That's what the National Weather Service is guiding as well. So we will continue to watch this. It's going to be a little bit of a long night as we track some of these storms, because there's a lot of the activity. What I'm going to do is take our beautiful camera, full screen, and I'm going to see if I can manipulate the radar and hop on the Memphis radar. It was having trouble loading a little bit earlier, so I didn't want to sit there and talk forever when it wasn't pulling up like it should. But if I can get that Memphis radar to join us, what I'm going to do is be able to show you a little bit wider view of the storms. But yeah, you'll still see, if you're looking at this live image on your screen right now, that that is the tail end of the storms that were over the Flatwoods area. Okay, here it is. This is what you're going to want to see. Let's go ahead and bring this in, and I'm just going to show you. This is the National Weather Service radar out of Memphis. And this is, of course, a much more powerful system than we deal with on our own. But we have a great system that is supplemental radar that is fantastic. But you see, excuse me, you see a much wider picture here of these storms. Oh, hello. I have the studio dog in with me tonight. And you kind of see that this is really covering all of West Tennessee. You can see the direction, that this is kind of a northeasterly direction, but there you see the primary line that we've been dealing with, and then you see what's behind it. So northwest Tennessee just now starting to get in on some of this shower activity and storms. Looks like only one severe thunderstorm warning barely in the state of Tennessee at this point over there on the river. But again, way out of our coverage area, not our concern for now. But what I wanted to do was kind of bring this in here. And this is, again, the weather product from National Weather Service office in Memphis. But I wanted to be able to show that to you so that way you can kind of see that we're not done with this. This was just kind of a little leading edge of storm activity. So with no immediate warnings for Perry, Decatur County, Lewis County, it's starting to trim away from you a little bit. That's a good sign. But, you know, heads up, certainly this is racing towards parts of southern Murray County and on to I-65. So if you have anybody traveling I-65, that they'll want to have a heads up for that. We are going to stay here tonight and keep an eye on this area of storms that is there just now starting to enter the state and see if that prompts any watches or warnings for our area. But we will be here with you. It looks like we have a, so we're still talking about this. The National Weather Service, and since they have done this, let's go ahead and bring this up. And I'm probably even going to want to switch to our local radar again because it starts to get really on the edge of the beam for Memphis. This isn't, you know, this is the farther away, of course, you get so it's seeing a very, you can see it's actually finding a little bit more of what it thinks is that hail core there near Mount Pleasant. But they did just issue another special weather statement, and this one's going to be going for about 30 minutes here. And it does, now this one starts to involve Hickman County as well. So let's go over this one here. This is a special weather statement. This is not any type of warning, but we're going to take this full screen and we're going to read this here to you and let you know exactly what they're saying at this hour. This one just coming in here a moment ago. This is a special weather statement from the National Weather Service office in Nashville. They say a strong thunderstorm will impact northeastern Lewis, northwestern Murray, and southeastern Hickman counties through 9 o'clock tonight. At 9:01, Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm near Summertown, 11 miles east of Hohenwald. And folks, that is what you see on your screen right there. Moving northeast at 30 miles per hour, so it's starting to slow down. If you've been with us watching this all the way from where it was near Savannah, we were talking about a 55 mile per hour speed. Now, this has moved a little bit. It's slowed down, and it is at what they're saying about a 30 mile per hour speed. But you could have wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch hail. So they keep kind of raising this hail concern a little bit more. And that's very possible from what we're seeing on the Memphis radar. And we're actually going to move that over to the Nashville radar, which would be the better product to have on the screen. But anyway, so in this special weather statement, they want people in locations like Columbia, Mount Pleasant, Santa Fe, excuse me, and Hampshire to be on guard with this one. But it is, again, not a warning. This is just a special weather statement that is along with this. But what we're going to do is come on up here, and we're going to go to the old Hickory radar, which is right over here near Mount Juliet, and see if it'll let us click on that. And it's going to kind of broaden out the view again, but what it's going to do is refresh, and it will give us the latest scans out of the National Weather Service radar office in Nashville. You can still see a little bit of the lightning in the distance there as we are looking from downtown Linden due east, and that is what you see on your screen there flashing. Those are the last of those lightning strikes. They're showing up there. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this one full. Here again is the National Weather Service radar out of Nashville. And as we look at this special weather statement, this warned area here in Murray County, Columbia, hello. This is going to give us a little bit better scan here with the more powerful National Weather Service radar. And that's what you see. So again, the intensity levels kind of changing there for Mount Pleasant, Hampshire, Summertown. And we can see some of that energy still in the background on our cameras as well. But this is really, folks, kind of starting to get out of our coverage area. But we just wanted to stay on with you for a little bit because we know we've got several families streaming along with us tonight that might want to know this information. And when they don't reach, you know, warning levels, severe thunderstorm warning levels, and actually I think that we can go ahead and retire that ticker there because that's about to retire, at least that that National Weather Service warning there for parts of Lewis County. But um, so we see this kind of moving now towards I-65. That's going to be predominantly out of our coverage area tonight. But boy, I tell you what, when you're that high up, you can still see that lightning show in the distance. Let's go ahead and for those of you who are hanging on with us here, we hope that you're having a great night. That it didn't cause too much noise as it was moving through there. Let's take that camera full and Tamara, if you're still streaming along, you want me to call it the Tamara camera. That's it for you. I have all kinds of names for this camera right now. So the Tamara camera is how we lovingly refer to it in the house. But this is the Blooming Arts Festival Commodore Bank Cam downtown. But we can see a little bit of what's left of that storm that we can see from high up there in the distance. And it's always just incredible to watch that lightning show from high up above. It's a new vantage point that we haven't been able to really give you before. Here's the radar full picture right now. And you can see how this is just north of Summertown, Mount Pleasant. You're going through it right now. Hampshire, love you, beautiful Hampshire. You're experiencing a little bit of this as well. And really, again, when you get into that part of, it's southern Hickman County over more towards Columbia, that's going to be kind of the fringe of our coverage area. So I'm going to leave you here tonight with that, friends. And you can see kind of, wow, what a difference this makes. So this is kind of a good example for those of you hanging on here. What we're seeing on the screen right now is the Old Hickory radar, National Weather Service out of Nashville, right? So what I'm going to try to do, this is going to look goofy for a minute, but you see how that radar didn't pick up a whole lot because it's coverage zone. Each radar just kind of has its limits, as we all understand, right? So for years and years and years, there's been this coverage gap between what the Nashville radar can see and what Memphis, because now we're looking at the Memphis system, and it carries us well on beyond the Tennessee River, and so now you can really get a glimpse of what's coming. So night ain't over yet. Let's hope that as this moves through the overnight hours that it loses some steam, but you're probably still going to hear it. If you don't hear the thunder, you're probably still going to hear the rain because those do look like some pretty decent showers there tonight. So I know I've said this before already tonight, but this is where I'm going to leave you for right now because I have to preserve my voice and I got to feed the dogs. That's what you got to do. They're going to want that. But we are going to keep an eye to our west tonight with that line of storms over there. And if anything does develop with that in terms of watches or warnings that are issued for our area, I will be glad to come back on here at our somewhat renovated WOPC studios tonight here with SevereView360 live radar and let you know whatever comes in from the National Weather Service. But the good news here, especially that severe thunderstorm warning that has been over Lawrence, Lewis, and Murray County tonight, that one is set to expire in 6 minutes. So there's some good news there. And nothing that the National Weather Service is really indicating that's a concern right now in terms of our immediate area. So that's good news tonight. All right, we're going to leave you with this look here in downtown Linden is looking to our east, as well as live radar here from the Memphis radar site as we kind of wrap up our coverage for the evening. Have a great night. Stay safe. And we will certainly be with you if anything starts to develop again for our area. Good night from Pineview.